After my first year here, when I was occasionally carrying children out under my arm and dealing with parents who fought in the playground and some very difficult staff situations, I think by the end of the second year, I realised how different my life was.
When we first decided as a school to become restorative, we had a brand new head. So it was the right time for us as a school to be making new changes. And as a Key Stage 1 practitioner, restorative practice fitted in with all of my own personal values and beliefs anyway.
Before restorative practice, we were kind to each other, but we could get fallouts easy.
Now, because RP's here and I feel a lot better, it's like I can talk now. I can make sure people understand my feelings.
For a child to live within restorative practice, they've got to understand their own feelings first before they can value and respect the impact that they can have on somebody else's. And I think as a school, that was a real big challenge for us, and it's not something you can do quickly.
I can tell when someone's happy because yesterday my friend had a massive smile on their face.
I can tell if my friends are upset because they normally run off or either start crying or they go to a corner. And if they're upset or crying, I go to them and see what's wrong with them. But if they don't want to talk, I leave it for a couple of minutes and then go back to them when they look a bit cheered up.
Because if they were angry, no one would be playing with them, and if they're sad, they would be sitting alone. You can tell if someone's feeling upset when they tell you they're feeling down in the dumps.
If our teacher's happy, we can't be bad for them because they're enjoying the day, so we can still be good for them.
My favourite teacher is Miss Lamb because she helps us with RP with all our questions.
Mr. Davies, because he's so funny, and he's a really good teacher.
How do you think he'd feel if we showed him that you thought he was a really good teacher?
I think he'd feel so happy.
If I was in trouble by a teacher, it would make me feel upset, and it would make me think what I've done and how I could make it better.
Getting in trouble's not good, but it's sad as well because nobody comes to school just to get told off.
If they was always nice all the time, it's a good thing. But if you're a bit sterner, it helps the children understand why they shouldn't be doing that.
After we'd had our initial training, I think it dawned on people how challenging restorative practice is in terms of us as leaders and the children as people who have to take responsibility for their behaviour, and there was a lot of work involved.
You can try and sort it out, which is just going over to them, and sometimes standing in the middle helps.
How do you sort problems out?
Say what happened, how did you feel and all that stuff.
These 3 girls fell out in year 3. I sorted it out. Because on this RP lanyard, it has questions that you can tell people, what happened, how did you feel, how can you move on, what needs to happen next.
It makes me feel joyful when I help other people because it not just helping my day, but it helps their day as well.
There is 100 and something RP reps here. So we can call it RP rep. And there's more RP reps than teachers.
We've definitely noticed a shift with the relationships that we have with parents. They're much more willing to come in and talk to us, and they really do work with us because they understand restorative practice and they value the impact that it can have on their child.
Last week I was having a little bit of a blip, and then we had a meeting in here, and my mum, my dad and Miss Lamb and Miss Ma. After the meeting, I'm feeling happy because I've decided to change my actions. I said to Miss Lamb that I wasn't going to hurt my mum's feelings.
The
This is the RP cooler, like a hut/shelter where you just cool off in, calm down. And then we also wanted the feelings wall. Sometimes the little ones didn't know how to explain how they're feeling.
In a school academic year, there are 585 playtimes and lunchtimes, and for us that means we have 407 children outside on each of those occasions, and our children are aged from 5 to 11. In 2014, we had 400 unwanted incidents, which equates to almost 2 every single day, and the vast majority of those incidents were physical behaviours that stemmed from children falling out with one another and them not having the conversational skills that they needed to be able to resolve the conflict. When I did the exact same analysis in June 2018, so just within 4 years, that number of 400 unwanted incidents had declined to just 18, and not one of them was physical, which for us is really staggering and shows the impact of restorative practice.
In year 1 I used to always be naughty and not be kind to people, but in year 1 and 2 I do.
After restorative practice, our schools become more happy and more joyful as a team, and now we know how to treat each other well and fair.
It can be really, really challenging to find and to make the quality time that restorative practice needs. The feedback that we've had within our school is actually when we do stop what we're doing and when we do invest time in the children and we do talk to them, that's the best part of the day.
Restorative practice has really helped me because it's made me feel more mature and be able to have a challenge instead of being emotional about getting things wrong.
It's had a huge impact on attendance at our school and on punctuality. It's had a huge impact on children's attitudes to school and to learning, and that in itself has had a knock-on effect on academic data. My message to any school who's thinking about becoming restorative is to go for it. It's a no-brainer.